Love this podcast? Support it and sponsor today. Simply head to ozcastnetwork.com for details.
Davo, Tom and Callum here for the podcast. So we've got a little exclusive content for you this morning, and it dates back to some of our relevant content on air.
Yeah, well, I mean, the thing is I see you guys every single day, see at the crack of dawn. We speak on Messenger. Well, you know, I speak on Messenger. I don't get much back from you two, but
Not our fault, you're
we
obsessed
also
with us.
shut up. And I also, you know, we'll see you on the weekends too, so it gets quite busy. But now it's getting ridiculous because you're starting to penetrate my dreams.
Ooh, so it's working. Our little
Is that the word you want to end on there?
I didn't really want to go with it, but that's where we're at.
You could say we enter your dreams. That's probably just as bad.
Yeah, it all feels a bit yuck.
What kind of dreams are they if we're penetrating in them?
Mate. No, they're not sexy dreams, let me tell you. We spoke about shower caps yesterday and how you two freaks wear shower caps.
Yeah, you know what? It was such a weird thing that even after the radio show yesterday, after saying we wear shower caps, there was still people bringing it up and having the discussion with me. And I still stood my ground and said it is really convenient to not have my hair wet.
I didn't realise, but my dad actually texted in on the text. There was so many texts I didn't have time to look at all the numbers. But yeah, my dad texted in and he told me when I got home, and he then proceeded to call me a bit of a freak for wearing them.
He wasn't one of the homophobic. He wasn't one of the texts, was he?
No. There was someone else that texted in.
Yeah.
Some of the texts we got, Fresh Fam, was absolutely outrageous. But no, in my dream, I was showing you guys how to shower. This all sounds yuck. I was showing you guys how to shower without wetting without wetting your hair. And I was like, guys, see, this is how you do it. It's not that bad. You will not get your hair wet. But then I got out of the shower to show you, and my hair was soaking wet.
So we were proven right in the dreamscape.
I hated it because you guys were sitting there like, see?
Well, it's true.
So it wasn't like a bit of a raunchy dream. It was more like me and Callum have become your sleep paralysis demons.
Yes.
At the end of your bed with your wet hair being like, see?
Yes.
See?
That's the main horror right now.
You're all wet now.
We're just smug.
Yeah. I just had a smug dream about you two assholes. It's the worst. Like, I just need a break.
Holidays can't come soon enough. Hey, Davo, we'll see you in your dreams tonight.
Oh, wonderful.
Let's get into the podcast.
You're listening to Davo, Tom and Callum, the podcast.
There's nothing like the bond between brother and sisters.
Yeah,
right?
okay.
You know, you've known each other your whole lives. You can argue all you want, and at the end of the day, you're still going to love each other.
Yeah, right. Ham and hog.
Yeah. But when the sanctity of siblinghood is in question with one of your friends, things can get a little confusing. Like, where do your loyalties lie? Your friend or your sister?
Can I say, you sound like a district attorney, you know, representing a hardcore criminal in court. Really making a big speech.
Nah, Tom, spell it out. What's going on here?
Well, an ex-freshie here. You might remember him. He was our producer for a long time. His name was Alex. He even had his own insomnia show. He's moved on to bigger and better things down in Port Augusta lately. And, well, his family still live here in Adelaide. And Callum has gotten himself, I guess, entangled would be the word.
Yeah.
That's a great way to put it.
With his sister. And he found out
I like the subtlety leading up to this. Just spill it out. Yeah, I've been becoming friendly with the sister.
Yeah, and well, Alex didn't know this fully, or at least he didn't know how far this was going. But he came to our wineback party. He came over to my house on the weekend for a couple prees, and well, he told us this, and we've got him to send it in as a voice note. Here's how he found out exactly what Callum's been up to.
So I wake up on a Saturday morning and I'm lying in bed, and my family have an app where we're all just on it because, you know, from when I've been travelling and stuff, just so we can kind of see where we are. Nothing stalkery, just to have a little look. And I'm lying in bed and I'm being lazy, and I think, all right, I'll check to see if my parents are home and get up and say hi. If they're not home, I'll go back to bed. I open the app and I instantly see my sister is in Largs Bay, and I'm like, oh, I don't know anyone else who lives in Largs Bay but Callum.
it's a pretty desolate area, you know, and there is one resident there of questioning. I really think Alex wished he didn't have his phone charged at that point. You know, wish it was just completely flat to not have seen it.
Went to bed, didn't stay up to say g'day to mum and dad, stuff like that.
None the wiser.
So, look, I don't have siblings that are close in age to me. They're all a lot older. They're half siblings, and I don't have a close relationship with many of them. So, for me, I don't really understand, or I can't really understand the whole drama between, you know, friends getting with siblings. Like, I know this is a real common storyline in movies and stuff, but I guess not having that experience myself, I kind of think, you know, love is love. Let it go. And love is love, Callum.
Yeah, that's it. I mean, like you said, Davo, it is such a common thing in movies and stuff for the big brother to be like,
all right, can't try and justify it yourself, mate.
Well, I'm saying it's a different scenario.
Davo, I do have a sibling who's fairly close in age. My sister, who's 4 years older than me. And let me tell you, if she brought home Callum one day...
So are you saying specifically me and not just a dude in general? Because isn't not the question?
But you guys are so close.
Yeah, okay.
I don't care if she brings home a random. I don't know who they are. If she brought home you, someone I've known for, 12 years... I'd be like, I'm not about this.
But maybe you should be happy because I'm making her happy. You're seeing us having all this fun together.
No. Oh. No. I think, the issue is, if things end up going poorly, I am stuck in this, you know, limbo.
Yeah, okay.
As to where do I go? Do I still be friends with you? Will that upset my sister? Will my sister want me to still be friends with you even? It's a confusing little area.
Oh, 100%. And I did have a chat to Alex and address that stuff. So I think it's chill for the time being. And nothing...
Treating her like a queen.
Nothing is of issue yet. But yeah, I guess it is an interesting argument to say, hey, it could get pretty awkward between really close friends and the sibling.
I'd love to hear from the Fresh fam to find out what they reckon about this situation, Callum.
We're going to open up the phone lines here. Have you or anyone you know dated a friend's sibling? And if you do, maybe you can give Callum a little bit of advice.
Hey, did it go right? Did it go wrong? Let us know.
We had Michelle from Largs Bay call up just before. Unfortunately, she had to go into work. She didn't have time to chat with us. But she has been with her partner for 13 years, and it was her brother's best friend.
Wow, there you go.
Yeah.
Okay, so it worked out for them.
Worked out.
Story, though.
She said they didn't keep it a secret at all at the start. They were just out there in the open, and it's been pretty smooth sailing the whole way through. A little awkward at the start, but pretty smooth sailing. So thanks, Michelle, for getting involved.
I love when you said she's in Largs Bay. I thought, crap, did she say something?
Hey, we're going to head over to Davern Park. We got John on the line. John, good morning, mate. Now, have you dated a friend's sibling, or is a friend dating your sibling?
Oh, I dated my mate's sister.
Dated your mate's?
Yeah, my mate. So it was a New Year's. We were having a house party, and his sister was planning on going out with her friends. Anyway, her plans kind of fell through, and then we all ended up at the house party. And yeah, it's been about 10 years now. We've got 2 kids.
Oh, wow. 10 years, 2 kids. So everything worked out all right. Was it a little bit awkward at first or anything?
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Yeah, John, is it pretty awesome having your brother-in-law as one of your best mates?
Oh, it actually is, man. Because, like, you know, if he gets into trouble, I get in trouble. We each pull each other out.
Hey, good on you. There you go, Callum. Bit of sound advice. I mean, it won't be awkward at family events.
Nah, Christmas should go pretty smoothly.
Jeez.
Let's go to Sam in Golden Grove. Sam, has this happened to you?
Yeah, I dated my brother's mate.
Okay.
Secretly to start off with, because of the rule, you know, don't date your brother's mates.
Yeah.
But obviously they found out, and it worked all right to start off with, but then it got a bit awkward and we broke up, and I couldn't whinge to my brother about his mate, even though his mate is a great guy.
Yeah.
Just, you know, we weren't meant to be, but hey, I say, better the devil you know, so your brother's going to hang out with good people. So why not hook up with good people?
Oh, that doesn't apply in this situation.
Sam, shut up. Sam, can I ask, how did you get caught out in the end? What went down?
My brother visited his mate and was a bit curious to why I was over there, and obviously, I said, oh, we've kind of been hanging out a bit. And then he goes, what, you're sleeping together? Yeah, maybe.
That's confronting.
Yeah. And he went, oh, God. But he had sympathy for his mate and said, oh, my God, you don't know what you've got yourself in for. Okay. Thanks, brother.
Hey, thank you so much, Sam, for getting involved. We appreciate it.
It's okay, guys.
Hey, let's wrap it up. We got Nick from Hallett Cove. Nick, can you explain to us what you've done?
Hey, how you going?
Yeah, good, mate.
I went out with this girl, and this is back when I was 18 and so forth, and she said, come and meet my auntie. So I said, yeah, no worries. Naturally, you're thinking of the mother of that age of an 18-year-old.
Yeah. And
there's a bit of age difference. So I end up not going out with that girl, but going out with her auntie. So, cut a long story short, after 35 years, I've gone out with my wife's sister's daughter.
Your wife's sister's
daughter.
Daughter,
yeah. So then come for the first Christmas, Grandma's sitting in the chair going, you've gone out with my granddaughter, but now you're going out with my daughter. I'm going, well, that's what happens.
Oh, slick Nick over here.
That seems above my pay grade. That seems too messy. How's that one gone?
Yeah, Nick, how's the family events?
Oh, Nick.
Well, the sisters don't talk to each other. But there's an age difference between my wife and her sister, but yeah.
For sure.
And my wife and niece don't talk either. But, hey, I'm happy.
Hey, as long as you're happy.
As long as you're happy, Nick, and as long as your wife's happy, that's all that matters. Yeah, as you said, Davo, slick Nick.
Slick Nick.
Killing it.
You're gonna need a bigger podcast.
Davo, Tom and Callum, the podcast.
So my mum, Irene, recently dipped her toes into Marketplace on Facebook.
Uh-oh.
Well, she was selling a kitchen table and chairs set. And I think I told you guys last week about me having to put the advert up for her several times because she kept getting comments from friends saying it was sold, but it was her who kept marking it as sold, which resulted in me in one of my least proud moments screaming at my 70-year-old mum.
It's parents with technology just don't seem to mix.
No, it certainly doesn't. Well, she finally managed to keep the advert up on Facebook, and she got a few nibbles after a few false alarms there. And by the way, how much of a muck around is Marketplace?
See, we were just talking about this off air. I have never sold anything on Marketplace, only bought stuff off Marketplace. So I've never had a truly bad experience, I suppose.
Yeah, I said I wouldn't bring it up, but I will because I've got a vendetta against the bloke. But when I was 10, a pretty seedy property developer where family friends with tried to buy an Xbox off me and tried to scam me out $100. My parents had to step in and say, "No, that's unlawful." So
how old were you?
I was 10 at the time.
And he was bartering you down.
He was bartering me down. This 40-year-old man trying to flip Xboxes. Dude has a proper salary, probably earning quite good money, trying to scam a 10-year-old. But that's the only bad experience I've had on Marketplace.
Well, that's the thing, though. Everyone wants a bargain. Everyone wants to, a lot of people muck around. They'll sort of say, hey, I'll come in half an hour, then you'll never hear from them again.
Oh, yeah.
Some people be like, yep, I'm absolutely interested, and then rock up, look at it and go, oh, no, I'm not that interested unless you give it to me for $50,
Yeah. A lot of people from stories I've heard as well ask for like too much of you. Like, I want to see the back of it. Can I get a picture like this? Like, can it do this? Just ask too many questions.
Yeah, and it is awkward as well because you're bringing them to your house.
Yeah,
a lot of the time.
Yeah.
So
you can't meet in like a shopping centre, like a public place.
Car park.
Meet in the alleyway. I'll bring my 6-piece chest of drawers. It'll be a bit of a lift.
But as we know, we live in P-Town, Pennington. It's a little rough. There's lots of colourful characters around the place. And this buyer wanted to come around on the weekend to have a look at this table and chairs that we had. And Mum usually is totally fine. Like, yeah, the area's rough, but we got a nice little home in our corner and we're really happy where we are. It's no big deal. But at the time, it'd been a little while since we had our lawns mowed, and Mum's partner was coming down to mow the lawns on the weekend, but he hadn't been there yet. So, to be fair, we looked like we really fit into the neighbourhood.
Yeah, okay. How tall are we talking? How unpruned was this grass?
I'd say we're getting up to like 30 centimetres.
Oh, wow, okay.
So it was looking rough.
There's, there's possums running around amongst the grass.
A family of snakes.
Right. Fantastic Mr. Fox was living under there for a bit with his cubs.
Yeah, you could find a few things in there, no doubt. But yeah, so Mum was thinking, oh my goodness, this is so embarrassing. You know, they're going to rock up to our house, think we're rough as, you know, what's going to happen?
Yeah. People get scared of the strangest things when they have people coming around to their house, don't they?
They certainly do.
The lawn's 20 centimetres too long.
Yeah, I'm sure it wouldn't have been that much of a difference, right? Well, you'd probably get a bit anxious in your head.
I think that's one of those things where you do want to put your best foot forward, and especially like we already know we are on the back foot where we are, so we want to make sure we're keeping it nice and tidy. Not to mention Mum was probably in her nightie and her slip-ons.
Yeah.
You know? No. So what she did, she thought she was genius. She's like, nah, what I'm going to do is I'm going to wheel out the mower and put it out the front, so when the people rock up, they think, oh, they're just about to mow the lawns.
Right. How long can you keep up that for? Just 4 years of you just leave it out for 4 years, have the mower there. They're eventually going to do it, I swear.
You don't think, people are going to think, wow, they've just left their mower out and let their lawn grow far too long.
Now do they not only think you're leaving your grass unmaintained, but that you're doing hard rubbish cells at the front of your place?
Yeah, they took the table and chairs and the mower.
You're listening to Davo, Tom and Callum, the podcast.
There comes a point when you're seeing someone that you become maybe a little bit too comfortable, and then that might startle the other partner. Mm-hmm. You know, you just get into different activities or whatever you do. But a bloke we know has started seeing someone, another dude, and pretty much when they were seeing each other, it's progressed to the point where they're staying over each other's house quite a bit more. They're seeing a lot of each other. It's sort of at that stage where they're getting quite comfortable.
And they've sort of just recently had their first ever sleepover.
Yes.
Yeah. That's a huge milestone, because I think sleeping next to someone is more intimate than most of the other things that you can do.
Sure.
Yeah. It's spending the night because
vulnerable state.
Yeah, absolutely. Everyone's got a weird sleeping habit, don't they?
Absolutely.
Everyone's got one thing they do where it's like, oh, I don't know about that.
Yeah, let's name all of ours on 3. No.
Sleeping in a coffin. Yeah. It's not that weird. Dracula does it. But pretty much he's gone in the bedroom and they're sleeping together, and it's getting quite nice. They've got their pajamas on, they've got the dim lights, movies on. The other bloke's getting, a little bit tired, and it's getting to that point where they're going to go to sleep. Lamp goes off. All of a sudden you hear this.
Jeez, they're giving it heaps.
Dude, that is not what you think it is. That is a man snoring, but not just snoring. Dude's whipped out the sleep apnea machine.
Okay, so he's got the bad snoring, so he's had to go get a sleep apnea machine.
Yeah. Which is such a full-on one, isn't it? Because you have to whip out, I guess, like if you haven't told someone you got sleep apnea, you have to, whip out this huge Bane-like mask and then put it over your face, and then you got the tubes hanging out like you're an extraterrestrial alien.
What movie do you reckon they put on? Do you reckon he put on, like, Star Wars? Just to, so Darth Vader's there?
Just to desensitize him, put on, like, an alien movie so, like, the tubes don't freak out. Old mate.
And not only that, think about the partner, the guy that's seeing the sleep apnea person. He's thinking, oh my God, I've just got myself into a life of this.
Yeah, I guess it is one of those that you're just, oh man, I've bunkered myself down with a huge snorer. And not just a snorer, a sleep apnea user, you know what I mean? So it is that vulnerable state, whipping out the mask and stuff, and, getting comfortable where you want to do that. But I think it shocked our mate a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, it would if you're not expecting it, and this starts going on, then you would be a little in shock.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I think another big one is obviously like breaking wind in front of your partner.
Sure.
Oh, for the first time.
For the first time.
I mean,
like
that would be the definition of getting
too
really comfortable.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that's a really embarrassing one. I remember
Go on.
I remember when I was with a partner many years ago, and it was one of our first sleepovers, and we were asleep, and as I fell asleep, because obviously you're trying to be on your best behaviour, you don't want to do that in front of them, not at all. And then I fell asleep and forgot where I was and just let it rip.
Like a Beyblade.
I felt him get startled by it.
Your boyfriend woke up on the floor of the bedroom, hair all spiked up.
Davo, I don't want to alarm you, but there may be a duck or many ducks in this bedroom.
Oh, embarrassing.
I want to open up the text line here. Who got too comfortable? Plenty of people getting involved. This is blowing up, and my golly, they are great. Got the first text here. A friend of mine rocked up to my house, saw a pair of nail clippers on the kitchen bench, picked them up, took his socks and shoes off, and started clipping his toenails at our kitchen table.
Disgusting.
My whole family was horrified, but he has zero shame.
Yuck.
I love how that's the first text in. It really sets a standard. But I have a mate that his sister started seeing a bloke and did the exact same, but instead of using the toenail clippers, dude was just picking off dead skin off his feet in the house in front of everyone. My mate was like, what the hell?
All right.
Who have you brought to the house?
I also think the idea of taking socks and shoes off is so bold.
Yeah.
Oh,
You've made a conscious decision to go ahead and do that. Yuck, yuck, yuck.
Someone said he has started seeing a bloke 3 weeks into a few casual dates. He went to the toilet and did a number 2 with the door open. We've been together 5 years now. I've changed him for the better since, but at the time it was a bit of a shock.
Yeah, close that door, mate.
Jeez.
What about this one here? It says, my wife farts in her sleep, also snores like a freight train. Another happy married couple there.
At least she can't help it. I mean, these toenail clipping people and the toilet door open people have a choice.
Yeah. Got another text here. Can you imagine if you had a one-night stand, your partner caught you rubbing your bits with their face towel, and you saw you in the bathroom through a window in their bedroom? Just imagine the embarrassment.
Wait.
We need to unpick. We need to dissect this text a little bit. So first of all, who has a window through their bathroom into their bedroom?
Well, we found out recently Callum had that situation happen to him.
This person is referring to my Gold Coast trip a few weeks ago. Hey, look, I didn't realise the window was there. Stop bringing up the past. Rewrite history.
Yeah, that was not your best moment, was it, mate? Bit too comfortable.
What happens in Gold Coast stays in Gold Coast. Don't bring it to Adelaide.
Oh, Davo, Tom and Callum podcast. Oh, Davo, Tom and Callum podcast.
I'll have what she's having.
Davo, Tom and Callum, the podcast.
Lads, we need to have a chat about the one and only Warwick Kappa.
How are you, buddy? Going all right? This is Warwick Kappa, the lean, mean, excitement machine, blonde hair, blue eyes, ready for takeoff.
What a character! And when you see him in videos nowadays, as well, he hasn't let go of the style, has he?
Oh no, he's still got that blonde mullet. He's repping it.
Yeah, he really is.
He's starting to look like a little fridge though, like one of those little bar fridges. He's getting a little bit stocky. That one. Of course, he's an old footy bloke, but he's a larrikin. He's been all over the news for many years. But we all know someone in our life that have tried every single job, every business, every get-rich-quick scheme under the sun, and Warwick Kappa is no exception.
On the Gold Coast, Kappa was a meter maid and later ran unsuccessfully for mayor. State politics was in his sights too before he missed the registration deadline. The high flyer was also a lollipop man, owned a mobile coffee van, aptly named Cappuccino, and appeared on Celebrity Big Brother.
Just when you're thinking, man, that guy doesn't suit state politics, and then you get it backed up, oh, he missed the registration date. Like, it all makes sense.
It really does. Well, he has embarked on a brand new business scheme, which he's hoping to actually take nationwide.
Here we go.
He's taken over a brothel in Victoria.
The secret's out. Warwick's back in town for all your needs.
Yeah, he's hoping to open a new one in each state, one each year. So
taking over Australia with the brothels.
Now, if there is something that would be on brand for a particular person, it's surely this, right?
This is, he's figured out his brand, I think, finally. You know, he's tried the lollipop, he's tried the cappuccino, and he's tried to run for mayor. Finally, he's gotten to the one business he should have always been in since football.
I think it's right up his alley, though. I think he'll do really well.
Oh, yeah.
God
if
bless.
there's one person that knows the needs and wants of someone in a brothel, it's him. So he's come out with some quotes here. He reckons he's got some great ads and promos lined up for this one in Victoria. He says, I've got some promos lined up where I'm dressed as a pimp daddy. And then he says... He says, the place is shit hot. It's been refurbished, has a pole, which I'll make great use of, and a spa.
I like how he's using the pole as well.
And then, of course, he says, it's great. I'll be bringing all of my sports mates here who I know like to frequent such places. There will be a long line out the door. You just wait and see. You can only imagine Sam Newman is absolutely frothing to get in there.
Be a few of those lads.
Yes. Newman, Duck, Kappa, the whole lot of them.
You're listening to Davo, Tom and Callum, the podcast.
Action.
So were there two of us in the wolf pack.
May the force be with you.
Magic mirror on the wall.
There's no place like home.
I'm a bit of a perfectionist, actually.
You're the go-to friend when it comes to guessing the film at quiz night. But let's see how you go when we give you nothing. Pick the flick on Fresh 92.7.
Yes, in this game, we want the Fresh fam to be able to decipher and pick the movie we're talking about with a bit of little information. We're going to give you pretty much a sentence. It's going to be a little bit vague, and you just have to guess that movie.
It's kind of based on that popular Reddit thread, Poorly Explained Movie.
Yeah, exactly.
It's a lot of fun. And Callum, you're our little movie guy this morning.
I am.
Well, he's always our movie guy.
He's always
He's the guy that
movies.
knows the facts.
Look at him flexing his movie talent over there.
You know what? You can also tell that it's very much my taste in that opener when I wrote it. You got a bit of Happy Gilmore in there, bit of Train Spotting. Star Wars is in there. There's a few different good ones.
You're going to list every movie you've put in there? Come on.
And what's your favourite quote?
All right, Callum. So, Poorly Explained Movies. How are you going to work this morning?
All right, so pretty much I'm going to give you two a vague example, a sentence, and I want you guys to guess it just to get in the mood, just to get the Fresh fam a feel of how this game works.
Beautiful. So just a trial run for Tom and I.
This is a trial run for both of you, all right? So the first one is, man with golden legs makes a big commitment to a girl whose name rhymes with a popular card game. It's a bit tricky. It's a bit out there.
Man
Think
with
about the
golden
golden legs.
legs.
Who's got golden legs?
Who's got golden legs is a great question.
And think of a popular card game, the most basic card game you've ever thought of.
I don't know, solitaire, blackjack, poker.
Uno's not a bad call.
Uno.
I mean,
What
I'm
rhymes
going
with
to take a stab in the
Far
dark
out.
here, and I'm going to say Austin Powers Gold member.
Juno. It's Juno.
Juno.
Popular card game, Uno.
And who has golden
Rhymes
legs?
with
Yeah,
that.
who has golden legs in
Michael
Juno?
Cera, because he wears the golden shorts.
Oh, that's...
Jeez.
That is not vague.
All right, okay.
It's not a good one.
That is fine.
This is...
You guys
There's
just
so much
slipped
better
up.
you could have done with
All
Juno.
right, so Callum is our movie guy and he's gone way too niche. Let's hope the one you have for our listeners is going to be a little bit more obvious.
It's barely niche. It was a massive movie, but the one for the
golden legs.
Yeah.
It's whatever.
All right, what's
the
the-
one
what is
for the
it?
Fresh fam. I hope it's a little bit easier, but it's man dressed in tight black leather who lives on a spooky hill and loves gardening. Falls in love with a girl who has two things he doesn't.
I reckon that's in my recent search history.
I'll give it to you again. Man dressed in tight black leather who lives on a spooky hill and loves gardening, falls in love with a girl who has two things he doesn't.
There you go, Adelaide. Give us a text now. What movie do you reckon that is? We went to the text line. It's gone absolutely bonkers.
Wild.
And we're going to go to one person here, Julie from Kilburn. Julie, what movie is that?
It's gotta be the Crow, baby.
The Crow! That's incorrect, Julie.
Why do you say the Crow?
Are you because of the description you gave?
Yeah, what do you mean? What about it, though?
The guys are in all black and leather. It has to be the Crow.
All right, well, I feel like everything else doesn't match up super well, but the black leather's not a bad call.
Yeah, no,
well,
sorry,
it's not correct.
Julie. It is not the Crow. We're going to go over to Hayley in Seaton. Hayley, what's that movie?
I reckon it's Edward Scissorhands.
Edward Scissorhands.
Interesting call.
Callum, can you let us know? We still don't know.
All right. It is Mr. Edward Scissorhands.
Hayley,
Very nice.
Congratulations. You got it right. Well, to be fair, we got to congratulate everyone on the text line. There was about 100 different texts that came through all saying Edward Scissorhands. But Hayley, congratulations. How many times have you seen the movie?
Oh, a few times, but I actually didn't even hear the whole lot what you said, and I just thought when you said the leather and the gardening, I thought straight away Edward Scissorhands.
So you weren't confused like Julie with the Crow?
No.
Yeah, there's only a few big characters in movies that wear black leather around and do gardening. So
could have said Blade. Hey, Hayley, congratulations and thank you so much for getting involved this morning.
Thank you.
Cheers. Have a great day. And once again, a massive congratulations to everybody on the text line. Unfortunately, we can't call everyone up, but yeah, there's over 100 texts of just Edward Scissorhands. I can't imagine what Taylor for your workday is going to think when she comes into the studio and looks at our text line.
Sometimes me think, what is friend? Then me say, friend is someone to listen to Davo, Tom and Callum podcast. Cookie, nom 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 nom.
A woman named Kelly Jacobson, she's been left absolutely devastated after animal welfare took away her pig.
I don't know what else to say right now. They take Pork Chop away from me.
That's her crying about Pork Chop, the pig that was seized from her house. She lived in a suburban area, but unfortunately Pork Chop got a little bit too porky. He was weighing in at a whopping 180 kilos.
Jeez.
Was this thing a pet? Was she like feeding it as a pet, just giving it too much food, or was she intending for it to literally be a pork chop?
No, she wasn't intending it to be a pork chop. She loved it like it's her own child.
She grew it with nuclear power. Yeah. Gone for a world record here.
But unfortunately her neighbours kind of thought she was a bit of a freak with this pig, and so she wasn't able to walk Pork Chop as often as Pork Chop obviously needed. It's all about calories in, calories out, and Pork Chop was not getting that sorted.
He definitely had a downwards turn. He's like, if you see a video of it, he is pretty morbid.
Hey, settle down.
This is this is a chunky pig.
It certainly is.
It's been heartbreaking for Kelly Jacobson. Her pork chop, estimated at 400 pounds, was led away, not easily, by Animal Care and Control Thursday night during an eviction in Northwood Village. Officers, concerned about the animal's weight and overall health, are now looking to gain custody.
I mean, they didn't need to add they couldn't move him easily. Poor Pork Chop's already in worldwide news.
Tow truck was required. I don't know if I could. I don't know as a neighbour if I could care enough to peer out of the curtains of my kitchen, look at this pig, and call the pig welfare or whatever. Go through with a call and say you need to get that pig out of here.
Well, obviously this has been devastating for Kelly, but the pig.
Just listen to her.
I don't know what else to say right now. They take Pork Chop away from me.
She sounds like a cartoon character.
She does. Even her face, as you can see, she's heartbroken. But it's okay because Pork Chop is going to a bit of a sanctuary.
Annette Robleski runs a pig sanctuary called Laughing Pig about 2.5 hours away in Central Florida. She says pigs like Pork Chop can be helped.
Basically, Pork Chop's going to The Biggest Loser. He's going to fat camp. You're going to see him on the scales with a crop top and bike shorts. Everyone's going to be
trained by the commando,
doing jumping jacks, cracking the ground every time he goes up and down.
Oi, rude.
Love this podcast? Support it and sponsor today. Simply head to AuscastNetwork.com for details.